So for those of you who are joining us, and people will continue to filter in, but we're kind of dedicating the spaces are always dedicated to kind of highlighting Bitcoin circular economies. And we just last week announced the results of the winners of the round of grants that we did, and these are for kind of smaller startup Bitcoin circular economies. And so the next several weeks we'll be highlighting a number of the communities that have won those grants and hearing what their project is about and how they're going to use the grant and kind of what's going on in their community and how we can get involved as the audience. And so, yeah, I'll let you go ahead. Paco, did you have anything else you wanted to say, or do you want us to just go ahead and take it away?
Now we can. I think we can start. Pedro, welcome. Go ahead.
Muchísimas gracias. Thank you very much. For me, it's a great privilege and honor to be here in this space once more. Very grateful for the opportunity we're getting to bring our project to life. And like everything that comes to life, it represents its challenges that for us have been new indicators to what our community needs to go through to make our proposal of a Bitcoin circular economy happen. So we've had time to think about stuff we've been doing in the last year, and everything has come together now. And with this new opportunity, we have been following our initial agenda regarding the basis of our circular economy, which was to onboard merchants to get them accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment.
Can you
Within
can you give the folks just a little bit more background of like where this project is,
yes,
why,
yes,
yeah, how it came about? I don't know,
perfect.
are you originally from Dominican Republic
Yes,
or okay, so yeah, just a little personal
perfect.
history, and then yeah, how this all originated.
Yes, sorry guys, I got very excited. So I'm Dominican. My parents were immigrants here from Spain, and a year ago or more, I was in El Salvador, where I was able to assist a mi primer Bitcoin onboarding process with um, with students. And prior to that, I have been already working with technological sector and ran into clients that were doing DeFi projects and this kind of stuff. And I realized, hey, that wasn't for me. I've seen the pain and suffering a lot of people go through falling into scams because of lack of knowledge. So my career within the Bitcoin space in the Dominican Republic starts with this revelation of how we could take Bitcoin and turn it into something positive. Um, El Salvador was an epiphany for me because prior to that, I had been the prostitute of art, if I could say it, working in a 9 to 5 job advertising industry, which I didn't see was going to help anyone. So my voyage into the Bitcoin space started as a defense mechanism because I've seen how technological sectors come to these third world countries and all of a sudden make themselves be felt and sometimes not in a positive manner. That had been happening here with scammers. So for us, it was only natural as a community to join, and that's how Bitcoin Dominicana was born. We kind of strayed away from the pack. We weren't really into this to make a lot of money or money at all because it was a thing about ideology. But seeing how the communities have gotten together and the connections we have made as a community in the center of the Caribbean, sharing an island with Haiti, has given us the opportunity to branch out a lot. And branching out to other communities, we've also seen this is beneficial to them and for us because we've been able to learn from the experiences other communities have had, which are particular in every way. We in Latin America have all kind of demographics, and the Dominican Republic is not a part. Our industry runs on tourism, a big part, export agriculture. We also have hand labor in our free zones. So the population here is between the like 19 and 34. So we have a very young population. Plus, the country runs on remittances that Dominicans abroad send their siblings over here. So people are used to the hassles they have to go through with regular centralized services. And Dominicans have always been decentralized in the way we don't always have electricity, we don't always have garbage that gets picked up on time. Security is not that bad. Yet Dominicans have always found a way to make the best out of all these things. So our whole onboarding process goes around all these things that Dominicans already know that they've been used to doing by themselves. So it's only logical for this new financial system called Bitcoin to come into play. And everyone's been very welcoming. We've also had our ups and downs in the sense that um, a lot of people can't commit to these kind of projects because they don't see the light at the end of the road, and I don't know if trying to convince them if they don't see it is the right way. But just today we have a very good update. We have a new collaborator on our team. She's called Catherine Gonzalez with her company Tech Heals, which is important for us because one of the main economical activities that go on here is the what they call back office work for like call centers, picking up calls, inbound, outbound. So they offer this, and they have clients from all over the world, and now they're willing to accept Bitcoin. And also today we just got the first print shop here in the DR to accept Bitcoin as a way of payment because it's not funny. Like I need stuff to be done, and all of a sudden people uh, with with a happy face tell me, "Give me fiat. If you don't give me, if I can't pay you in Bitcoin, you can't work for me." So that's been kind of difficult for us at this point in time where we're at, but we're getting there slowly. I think God's timing is perfect when it comes to these things, and every day is a new lesson regarding uh, the direction it is we have to take. But for me, at this point, the most important thing to do with the funds we received is to divide it amongst suppliers and collaborators who are willing to accept it with their eyes closed and trust us and this process because nothing good ever happens very easily. But the way the world is going and how we've carried ourselves has made it very easy to share our vision, which is also for our circular economy to be a Bitcoin experience for anyone who wants to come to the Dominican Republic to be able to enjoy. Because part of the magic in Bitcoin is similar to part of the magic in kids' theme parks. You go to the theme park and the kids are euphoric, they're happy to see their favorite tunes and characters. For us Bitcoiners, if we know we get somewhere, the first thing we're going to want to do is pay for something. So I want to put that good Dominican hospitality to the test. Also help people how to make their businesses more appealing to the Bitcoiner crowd. We've gotten a lot of outputs specifically with a site we're using right now called AirBTC. We understood it was a very good way to help Dominicans that have rental properties for vacationers on online platforms to open a new niche market, which is the Bitcoiner market. And we're also willing to walk them through on things they could do to make this experience more robust because we already deal with a lot of tourists. So it's just, Bitcoiner time, Dominican Republic, it's gonna happen. Um, and with this, we're trying to also work with um, merchants we have on how they could diversify things that they already produce without going out of their way too much. So we could possibly offer these things to a broader Bitcoin audience around the world. And at the same time, this will help be financing for what we're doing. And more important, teach Dominicans how they can benefit from Bitcoin through a lot of different other things, because we think that this is kind of happening in the counterculture here, so it's going to make a lot of room for art, for fashion, and also the importance of slowly making echo of things that are important for us here, and possibly finding ways to get that to institutions and things like that. For us, the most important thing is the support we've been receiving from the online community. That for us, everyone here is a hero, and some are unsung that we've never talked to or met. They've been backing us up, and our proof of work is going to be very meticulous regarding and honest regarding these things, because we are humans, and also very open to other Bitcoiners trying to do other things regarding circular economies, because this is about also a collaborative economy. Um, I'm not saying what the effort we're doing is actually heartwarming, in the sense that most of the people we've been onboarding lately, they basically said, "Hey, you just made my day. I've been crazy to hear about this kind of stuff from people who actually know." To their surprise, everything is coming together even closer. We're gonna be having events here in October too, in a hotel. It's gonna be a lot of familiar brands participating. So we're also looking forward to gathering all this material and showing off what we're doing. So eventually we get Bitcoiners over here and see what we could do, because Dominican is a lovely place. Uh, Over here, it's okay to dance, it's okay to be happy, it's okay to jump up and down, it's okay to be anonymous. So we're gonna put all those things into this boiling pot that we call this new circular economy that was born from this community. And our plans for the moment is that get more businesses going, but businesses that actually accept Bitcoin, businesses that have the resources we've given them in case somebody does come in, because we only have one opportunity to do a good first impression. So we need to take this. We still have time to work with the merchants, with people, letting really everybody know that we're out there, that they could come to us. We're always open to meet up, and getting more people on board, because, as I said before, communities are only as good as the people who integrate. So we're always open to feedback, and sharing is caring. So if anybody wants to know a little bit of the kind of things we're doing, we're very open to talking about that also.
Awesome. What what is kind of the biggest challenge right now for you guys? Has it been onboarding the new business? Have you found that to be the biggest challenge? And I'm also curious to hear what you've done so far with AirBTC, because I know they just went live pretty recently, and so I'm just curious if you've had any rental houses that have signed up or have used that yet.
Sure thing. I'm gonna start answering the first question. What are the main challenges? I think, well, there's many challenges, but the first one is a challenge that I think is spread around the globe. It's the mentality of easy money. They're not seeing the freedom aspect. They're not seeing the I can do something else with my finance aspect. They're saying, how can I make money? Um, and they're also assuming that people who have Bitcoin are working on the dark side due to the situation with the scammers, which is not the case. So the first thing that we have to break is kind of that little barrier, because we just can't fit the same profile of everybody else that has gotten along their way offering investments or things like that. We are not that. So that challenge, which was to break that barrier, with patience, we've been getting there, and consistency, because it's only a matter of time that they start opening up. So the biggest challenge has been perception, which is something that if we try enough, we're able to change. Um, and then with the Air BTC, I ran into Air BTC by casualty, and for me it was like a ring in my finger, in the sense that here we have a lot of people with properties, and I know there's a lot of companies that do asset management. So I thought, wow, this is a way that for a circular economy we could get BTC in the island, get Dominicans involved with in the transactional aspects and holding the Bitcoin and spending the Bitcoin. So what we've been doing, we've been onboarding construction companies, and which already have active touristical developments, talking to them about Bitcoin, first of all, and things they could do there. And then we ask them if they have any kind of rental properties. And those rental properties, we talk to them about how AirBTC could help them open a new niche, and from there we add them to the platform. We've been trying to help the crew from AirBTC with fresh listings all the time. They're going to get better too, because we need Bitcoiner amenities. We need uh, special drinks, special food that only people are going to be able to get here. So we're also working on that, because we want agriculture to be a part of the experience. Because well-being is it also comes from inside. Regarding the business aspect, we understood that for us the way to go right now is merchants, because merchants are the ones that are gonna be receiving Bitcoin, especially if we get them in tourist sections, that are also gonna be able to pay other people with that Bitcoin, or use it themselves, or get what I call evangelized with what we're trying to teach them, in order for them to be able to operate themselves, because the objective is for them to also get their people involved, and see the virtues Bitcoin has to offer. That makes sense, because people are being drowned already. If it's not with things that cost excessively, it's with services they can't apply to, because they don't meet the requirements. And for us, we've noticed that sometimes it's so simple that making people really understand is hard. But with what we have planned now, printing the brochures that we want to give out to the merchants, so they could also have that there, it's going to help us broaden other aspects that we understand are equally as important, because it's not only about accepting Bitcoin, it's about understanding Bitcoin. Because once you do, you're going to be a new ambassador for us. So where we're at right now is a key moment, because it's not only about having the Airbnb rentals and these businesses, it's about them all coming together and being able to create a unique proposal that allows Dominican Republic to showcase to the world. Um, and I am a witness of El Salvador through what I saw and the groundwork I was able to do there. Being a Latin person that could also speak the same language, identify with things we have in common, we are definitely heading in the right direction. And this support and the players behind it, making all this visible, has helped us to also validate our community as something legit. So we're gonna be putting in the extra mile. Um, we want to feel proud of the job we're doing as Dominicans coming together, and hopefully that and create a multiplying effect with that, because for us that aspect of decentralization is key, because innovation needs to happen in this industry for us here, but innovation takes place at different times and in different places. So I think we are at a stage that is too early yet for us to have something defined, but I think in given time we're gonna meet the quota we put on our geyser funds regarding the amount of businesses we want to get going. And my next update hopefully will be when we start receiving our first Bitcoiner tourist. That we have everything ready to make that happen, and little by little we're gonna be uploading the places and the kind of stuff we do. Because for us, maintaining that aspect of family and being able to share time with other people, we think is an opportunity that we want to give everyone. So in that
So,
aspect, we feel good.
so where specifically in the Dominican Republic are you focusing? Like which community or
Okay,
communities?
perfect. That's a great question. At the moment, we started with El Distrito Nacional, which is Santo Domingo, basically the city center. But to tourists that want to do cooler things, the city, you could come do business here, see things, but we already have things people to enjoy. But the beach is better. So Cabarete for us, for example, in Punta Cana, the rentals we have over there offer more Bitcoiner friendly opportunities, because they're bigger towns, they're more international. There's already little communities and a lot of foreigners um, already doing their lives there. So it would be, we would say our main points would be Punta Cana, which is to the east, Cabarete, which is to the north. Cabarete also offers facilities for surfers and kiteboarders, and it has a vibrant nightlife and gastronomy on the beach. And Santo Domingo. Santo Domingo is almost a cosmopolitan city with its third world charm.
I like that. Cosmopolitan city with third world charm.
Yeah, man. Here, what they say in this country, where one person eat, two people could eat. So Dominicans are very welcoming. Um, that's why I think this whole onboarding process, when we start getting people coming from abroad over here, they're also gonna find a place, because Dominicans are very welcoming, and this industry, I think, will create a symbiosis between the tech world, Bitcoiners, and this traditional Dominican way of life that we still preserve, that is going to become familiar and cozy to people, because we still are cozy, regular folks here, even though
Awesome.
we're loud and party mode.
I see at least one request out there to come up on stage. Just letting you guys know, we'll do some questions at the end. So we're gonna wait to bring you up to the end. So
Sure
hang
thing.
in there. I'm curious and I've never been to Haiti or Dominican Republic, so I'm not sure how much interaction there is between the two countries and the population there. But I'm curious if you guys have interacted at all with the Bitcoin project there in Haiti.
Yes, 100%. I met Armand from Yes Bitcoin Haiti in a point where we kind of were doing the same thing for Haiti at the same time, but just yesterday we spoke, and we're gonna be collaborating even more with the Yes Bitcoin Haiti community. And I'm gonna answer your question about the Haitian demographic in the Dominican Republic and our interactions. So, being a Dominican and seeing how the construction boom here in the last 20 years has been, I've also seen how the inflow of Haitians has incremented. So, Haitians and Dominican have a relationship that is economical. Um, Already, Haitians are able to send remittances to Haiti using traditional finance, uh, private companies like we already know them. Um, but we interact with them not only at that level through the companies that we already have set up here, we also hire them for service all over the island. The island is also the whole agriculture sector. They're working with it. What's the problem? Haiti has no infrastructure whatsoever over there. There's only like three or four banks. Uh, if you see how sketchy it looks, you are not gonna want to go get that fiat because it could mean you lose your life. I don't know. It seems scary. So obviously Haitians are gonna want to be over here and do their life and be productive and work and do their things over there. So we've been doing a lot of groundwork also with the Haitian community for a while, um, to see how it is that we're gonna facilitate different things. Because look, right now we have yes, Bitcoin Haiti, Bitcoin Dominicana. We're in the same island. Uh, Money is going back and forth on a daily basis. Exchange is booming. We have free zones established in the border. That means companies can come establish themselves and use that special taxation law within the perimeters they established and benefit themselves from these two worlds. The, the Haitian relationship with Dominicans is good in the sense that we know how to get along with each other. But the problem is not them and it's not us. It's international communities which run on fiat. The poison dynamics that should be focused on other things like patience, respect, empathy, and our relationship is not bad in the sense that we know that they have so much potential, and that's why we think also Bitcoin for Haiti is a solution to. Sorry about that. I have a mutt. I have a mutt. Uh, uh, Haiti needs Bitcoin because it's basically run like the back part of a farm with a back road, and few families control absolutely everything. If we have something particular in these third world countries that we're used to having nothing, is that we're able to create big things from what we have. It's part of who we are. So that's why I think it's crucial also that the part about Haiti becomes a priority. So that's why yesterday just spoke to Armand, yes, Bitcoin Haiti, also putting myself at his disposition because we are gathering a lot of leverage over here, and it's just you know very natural to I think be able to possibly collaborate because we have a large Haitian community here, and things are gonna always be good as long as there's peace, which I think both sides already had enough violence in the past that nobody's down for that anymore. People are looking at another kind of future and understanding that traditional stuff doesn't necessarily always mean the norm. So Bitcoin is an opportunity for Haiti clearly also.
Awesome. No, I love hearing that you guys are working together, and yeah, I know Haiti has been through one rough thing after another, and there's just a huge discrepancy in the opportunities between the two places. And I know a lot of times when there's flow of people, it creates tensions and the things that go with that. So I love to see that you guys are reaching out to them and helping to facilitate some good things out of this. So love that. Are you open to us opening it up for some questions?
Yes, I would love to answer a question in English or Spanish.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to turn this over to Paco to lead the questions. But one thing that we ask is that people stay on topic. This is specifically we're talking about what's happening in Dominican Republic there. So please keep the questions related to that. And this is a Bitcoin space. So we're definitely Bitcoin only. So if sometimes people come on and want to shill things, and then we don't like to, we have to cut them off. So please be respectful and stay on topic. And Paco, I'll turn it over to you.
Yes, so if anyone wants to ask a question, you can raise your hand, request, and I can bring you up on stage. So first question, tokens. Go ahead.
Hey, gentlemen, thank you. I've been kind of watching your stuff for a while, and finally I saw your space here. So thanks for accepting my request to speak. I'm from Jamaica, born and raised. I'm a United States citizen now for the last 30 years, but we're neighbors. Yeah. So
All right.
um, my main question was like, what are you working with any government? Like the Department of Tourism? Are you working with any like the Department of Finance, Department of Energy? Are you connecting your message to anybody in the government sector that would align with Bitcoin? Not necessarily in the transactional, but you're talking a lot about tourism. I think your Department of Culture. I'm just asking because of some of the things that I've done in the Caribbean.
That's a great question. One of the main challenges that we've had with developing projects has been the lack of attention when it comes to presenting these proposals to institutions. So we have a bad in these countries that sometimes politicians, if they don't see how they're going to make money from it, they don't take you seriously. So we've tried to reach out a lot, but there's a problem with us. There's no hustle. So, with that being said, we still are open and willing to talk to the institutions. I think it will come in due time because the proof of work is being felt in the streets here. So little by little, we are reaching out. I just think it's a matter of time before we start seeing these efforts starting to sink in a bit. Because, like I said before, there's a little bit of skepticism, but we're doing our best, and the news also it's helping us, and the things people that are seeing on social media. So it's just a matter of time.
I see. So, sorry, was I interrupting someone?
I was just gonna jump in real quick and just mention our experience in El Salvador, and we've seen that the politicians, when they realize that it aligns with their interests, then they get interested. And so politicians love to have media about them. And so if they realize that if they're helping spearhead something that is newsworthy, that it'll bring them attention, and that's one thing they love is attention. And so we just encourage you to find ways to align with their interest, and not that we're dependent on politicians at all, but it makes it much easier if they are on your side, pushing in your direction rather than pushing against you. So just my two
Definitely.
cents.
No, I was gonna say, so there's the politician, but like the tourism and like they're always trying to bring people in. So I think you mentioned that you're gonna host an event. Like, I'll give you some strategies. Not that you're asking for advice, but this is some of the things that I've done to, pull in certain kinds of people. Like I made friends with the consulate generals. I made friends with like people at the tourist the board of tourism, and if you're having an event and you invite them to be like your headline speaker or your VIP guest,
Ooh, great idea.
so that way, just like Bitcoin, what the other speaker just mentioned, if they might it might not be monetary, but the fact that they're like being elevated and respected and being like you're stoking their ego somewhat, but not necessarily in a bad way. I mean, that's building relationships with those kinds of people.
With protocol.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
lovely. I hadn't thought about that, but it makes sense, and also it aligns with their objective. So, like I said, we're definitely open to any kind of opinions, because Dominican Republic right now is basically like a test. We're doing research and development. So all the output I could give back regarding all these things is gonna be for the good of possibly that, hey, maybe one day we could do a little Dominican event here, and we're making the way for that. So definitely gonna take that advice into consideration and start working on that, because it's also a matter of public relation. So I think that when we want to go with the Bitcoin topic through a little bit more of a institutional line, we also have to fit within the protocols. And this is what that means specifically, because we're knocking on the doors of institutions. We're one step
Yeah,
away.
the institutions are a tougher they're a tougher nut to crack. The So that's one. Number two is, so you're planning this event, and then you're all the people that you're promoting, all the vendors and people with rentals that you're doing. Um, the other thing that people love, whether they're business or entities, is the ability to be promoted. So you gotta offer like the whole media advantage for them to be promoted, um, as well as just have their services there. But uh, if you ever have any questions, um, or want any more feedback or whatever, feel free to reach out to me.
Sure thing, Tokens. The pleasure is mine, and I'm, like I said, I'm open to make it happen with whoever, because we're living a historical moment. So this isn't only about the circular economy; it's about the circular economy plus history. So, like, I've been speaking to other businesses for that. We have the opportunity to even write a book about all the things that happen and simply test all these things out, because the land here is very fertile at the moment, and things are very relaxed, and we have the opportunity to do these things, and keep following up. And like I said, now we have new collaborators, so hopefully we have more hands helping us type proposals and things like that, which definitely was on the bucket list and something we have resources for, thanks to the grant now.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I love the whole Caribbean. I mean, I travel the whole Caribbean. I go and I speak to parliaments about, the same thing we're talking about, Bitcoin. And like in Jamaica, they launch their own coin. I advised against it. I was kind of steering my associates in the government to follow the example of El Salvador, but they wanted to launch their own coin. I'm like, everybody wants to launch their own coin. The utility of a coin is like, who else is going to use it, you know? So
It's too much hassle. I don't understand why.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they've got to experiment with their ideas, and then the best ideas will eventually float to the top. But the amount of effort they put into creating that coin, which is not being used for settling trade or anything else, is kind of like maybe they're testing it out. But what what I try to present when I speak with authorities, or I was down in Turks and Caicos Islands, and they have similar challenges with banking, and they want to create their own coin. No, 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 just use the Bitcoin standard. Just
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
you don't need to reinvent the wheel, you know.
No, that's most of the problem with these kind of things. But to save the embarrassment from these people, because it's a problem in these places. For example, we had a situation where we had to implement digital things here, but we don't have the capacity to do that. So at the end of the day, it's a waste. So that's why we understand that we're flowing in the right direction regarding the onboarding and how we're educating these people. So they're always going to want to invent new things, but eventually we have to get up there to give them a helping hand, because I think that inventing with a whole country is not the proper way. And there's the hope.
Awesome. Perfect. So next question, and I guess the last one from tonight is for D Jupiter. Go ahead.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Congratulations to all the Bitcoin grant winners, and good seeing you again, Pedro. Uh,
Hey, wow.
so the collaborative effort that I see is like what we really need to push the Bitcoin adoption in these communities. So I love what's happening. So my question is, what are some of the strategies that you use to onboard like the merchants to accept BTC, like, and how long
Okay.
is like the edge like is do you give them like a quick like onboarding speech, like, or do you like educate them, like how long is the process?
Perfect. So for us, for example, we were in the Samana province last week. What we did was we left early, and when we saw that businesses were starting to get open and everybody seemed calm, they had their coffee. We simply got inside and simply struck up a conversation. Most business owners have the same kind of like little issues regarding operations. So simply getting familiarized and trying to use these places as little hangout spots and go spending little by little is a way to definitely make them feel very calm about whatever it is you want them to allow you to do. Because, for example, in our case, we want them to allow us to place their business in BTC maps, and they have to agree to that. But it's very simple. Once they have their wallet, once they know how everything works, they have their support material in case they have any doubts, and from there down, they're they are in the open waters, and hopefully they get prospects, which then they also know that they have us to count on in case they have any inquiries, because at first it's going to be normal that we have to walk through people. So it doesn't have to be complicated, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. And
You could do it very good.
and my next question is, I remember Stefan. I think you were working with him, or he started a
Yeah,
initiative in Haiti also, but
yeah,
he's living in the Dominican
exactly.
the DR right now. So right now we are setting up an education program, and we have Starlink, so we can maybe set up like a online program and get him started, and like we can get the Haitians in the DR to join that online education program.
Yeah, I think it would be amazing for you guys, because here we have a very large population, and it would be a way to put this on blast,
Yes.
make it nuclear. So definitely, Stefan, we've spoken, but I think he was traveling, because here there's issues with the visas for Haitians and for foreigners in general. So there's an active campaign right now, which is with migration, and people are a bit, they're moving around.
Okay. Yeah. And we're welcome to any ideas, because since we'll have a faster internet now, so we're welcome to any ideas to like implement to spread the adoption. So
We would love to help, and we're awake every day from about 4 in the morning, because I have baby twin boys. So anybody who wants to do work sprints regarding Bitcoin adoption in the mornings, is free to hit me up.
Got it. Thank you, Pedro.
And we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna talk about those things, and we're gonna definitely do something with the Haitians because, like here, man, they're just working around. There's nothing really for them to go to except to like a colmado, which is the equivalent of a pulperia in Central America, and spend their money there. But definitely try to get them some kind of formation to help them also understand that this kind of knowledge that they should take back to Haiti and start doing things themselves. I think would be a great blessing and a wonderful seed to plant.
Yeah, because there's a lot of engagement in where Val has traveled to right now in Saint Michel and I forgot the other place, but there's a lot of engagement and a lot of Haitians are interested.
And Bitcoin is amazing because you can develop on top of Bitcoin services, programs, and a whole bunch of stuff. So let's make it happen. Like I said, it's important that we are part of this side of history that we're all on, and through all these collaborations and the mixed results we're gonna get, we're all gonna learn and see how we're gonna be more than just island boys doing things for the region. This could be something
Oh
very
yeah,
big
Bitcoin standards the future.
for
Yeah.
everyone. Dude, these careers, they don't even have a title. So we are creating the new careers of a brilliant industry that is the only solution that human beings have to possibly better their quality of life and to leave this madness. Bro, so here, for example, Apple Pay just got here today, and everybody is, oh, so happy because all the banks and all this stuff. And I'm just thinking, aha, papa, the same, you're gonna, same stuff, different smell. So let's 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 just we the dogs will you there's a book Don Quixote and he says uh, uh, Sancho asks Quixote why are the dogs barking and he says the dogs are barking because we're progressing, Sancho. So we're gonna run into a lot of different things in these industries, but we're gonna make it happen. So and I'm here for whoever wants to ask any more questions or also if they want to add me and we could talk. I love to work, so let's make it happen.
Yeah, make sure you guys are following Bitcoin Dominicana. And Pedro, are you the one that's usually handling that handle?
Yes, at the moment I'm handling everything from home with my wife, but we're gonna start branching out uh, a little bit more, and we're looking for paid internships. We're trying to convince people to so even if we have to help them a little bit, giving them food and stuff like that, to come work with us.
Awesome. Well, would love
Yes, sir.
what you're doing there. Make sure everybody who's listening now or who listens once we put it on the Live from Bitcoin Beach YouTube channel podcast that you are supporting them, that you're following them. Send them some sats on Geyser Fund there. They have a Geyser Fund up and running. And make sure that you're kind of continuing to follow them. And I love the collab that you guys have with what's going on in Haiti. So yeah, thank you guys. We'll wrap it up. We usually try to keep it to an hour. I apologize for the technical difficulties. That's par for the course when you're working in these communities where power and internet is an issue. So I'm sure this is nothing new for you guys. I know it isn't for me. It seems like we're always battling internet and electricity issues. But thank you guys all for coming back on and rejoining.
Pleasure.
And we'll have Paco work his magic and splice the two sessions together when we release it. We do. It looks like we have one more request. So let me just pull them up real quick, and we'll try to keep it relatively short because we like to keep it in an hour. So
Okay, yeah, Milford, you should be a speaker now. Go ahead.
Muffert, we pulled you up as a
Okay.
speaker.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Emil.
I'm Papu Satoshi, and I'm part of Yes Bitcoin ID. We thank Bitcoin Beach and collaborators for the grant. Now we are working on promoting Bitcoin in Haiti, and I live in Haiti too. I just want to add that the amount transferred to Haiti from the Dominican Republic represent 4.3% of the total amount transferred to Haiti. So Bitcoin can facilitate the transfer of money between these two countries. And I just want to add too, many companies in Haiti, perhaps as Pedro already knows, have suppliers in the Dominican Republic. Even in the town where I am, Saint Michel de la Talaye, there are some. So the adoption of Bitcoin by these providers, okay.
Yeah.
So the
So,
yes, let me continue. The
yes.
the adoption of Bitcoin by these providers can help the adoption of Bitcoin in AD, and it's the domino effect, you know. And I think it would be great if we could collaborate on this. I, I don't know what do you think about that.
Definitely. We already have some plans that we've been looking into how to take advantage of that you just said, because it's going to make it very easy to transact and help make the circular economy not be only well, one country, but regional. So definitely that's something that is very doable using that same infrastructure already there. We just need to apply the same kind of processes that we're doing here to Creole in order that the same processes that we're developing here could be done over there because, like you said, domino effect. It's just going to happen.
Yes,
But definitely, we're going to look more into that. I'm going to add you right now to. Okay, I'm following you now. So we're going to be keeping in touch with that point.
okay.
Perfect.
I think too it's it's important if we could collaborate because there is a lot of Haitians at the Dominican Republic.
Awesome.
A lot.
Sounds like you guys have made that connection. We'll love to see what comes from it. Fernando just joined us from Praya Bitcoin, so I assume he wants to say something since he jumped in here right as we're getting ready to close. So, what's up, Fernando?
Hello, Mike. Good night for everyone. Thanks to having me here. I was listening the story about Bitcoin Dominicana and looking at the Jazer campaign. And I would like to understand which tools are you using for the merchants, and do you think about the signage? I saw in the Jazer campaign that you are focusing on the education aspect, right? But which tools are you using, and what are you doing to onboard merchants? What is your strategy to do?
Sure thing. It's a pleasure. At the moment, our strategy to onboard the merchants is very basic. We start with simple tools like Blink Wallet, or in case they can't use Blink, we use more options like Wallet of Satoshi. And we start teaching them about the virtues of Bitcoin through speed, how security factors work. And with that, we also talk about how they already do their current accounting and the fees that they're already being applied to when they utilize traditional finance infrastructure. At the moment, we aren't that advanced that we've been able to implement, for example, point of sale devices to print receipts, because we're the amount of transactions going through merchants here is basically zero. So besides the fact that they now have wallets, whether it's a Blink wallet or something else, and they can accept it, we still need to focus on the part of getting people to spend it, just not just the community. And with that, we are also open to see what is out there for them to use, because now that we have a place that we can meet up with the people, also presenting new things is also good for everybody.
Yes, I think in the beginning should be great for you guys to concentrate in one or two or three merchants, because it's very difficult for every circular economy to find the people able to spend Bitcoin. So, in my theory about it, the community founders need to be that person who will be able to spend Bitcoin. And also, Bitcoin Beach has this important topic that you cannot, as a founder, is you cannot convert Bitcoin into fiat. You need to always try to expand Bitcoin and never exchange it to fiat. So it's important for you guys to address your needs: water, fruits, meat, other things that you need to buy. And at some point, by growing your circular economy, you're going to part of that donations that you're going to receive maybe can cover part of your costs, and you use that donations to support that onboarding, because like happened in Brazil, we at some point we had 40 merchants in the village, and now we have just 25. Why? Because there's no spenders, and I was like me and like five employees receiving Bitcoin in the village wasn't enough to keep the merchants accepting Bitcoin. So without a lot of payments were running in Bitcoin and payers around, will be difficult for you to maintain these merchants. So at the first step
Mm.
in the beginning, I started by printing QR codes directly to their wallets, and in the back of that QR codes, little instructions like for the payer and for the receiver. And I used that like first 3 or 4 months doing regular transactions with these merchants, small transactions to create the culture and concentrate the community inside of that three merchants. Like in Bitcoin Beach, during 1 year, La Mama Rosa was the only place accepting Bitcoin. So I think the new founders need to have this in mind. You don't need a lot of merchants. You need to attend at the beginning. The community needs and need to help you to maintain that merchant, and to after paying a lot that merchant, they will start to spread that word. Oh, these guys are coming here, are spending, and another Bitcoiners will join. So try to be small. And Mike told me one sentence that is very good. You need to be able to run the marathon, not a sprint. So it's a small step at the time. Avoid to onboard a lot of merchants, and you'll be very successful.
Definitely some great advice that I'm gonna take into consideration.
And about the
Awesome.
POS, I can help you. Follow me. Let's talk. I think you will need to run a BTC Pay server or find out a solution, because you can use Blink, is always great, but when you are trying to onboard bigger merchants, or if they need accounting, what you need better reports, right? And BTC Pay,
Correct.
you can connect it with Blink. They will receive it in their Blink wallet, but you have the data. You will be able to support the merchant in the implementation, and you will be the point of touch. They don't need you, but if you became this kind of lightning service provider of your circular economy, you start to like be you create that link with the community, and this node can be your link with the Bitcoin network.
Excellent. Definitely. I added you to the to your account. I'm following. So definitely would love to get more into detail about that, because I do think that the time is gonna come where that one MVP merchant is gonna need all the tools.
Awesome. Well, we've definitely gone over, but I think it was worth it. Thank you guys, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Pedro, for sharing about the project. We'll keep following and
Gotcha.
supporting you guys, and yeah, make sure you guys are doing your part to support these circular economy projects. It really is a grind, and a lot of times the people feel kind of like they're in it alone. So make sure you let them know that you're out there rooting for them and supporting them. All right, guys. Everybody have a good evening or morning or whatever you're at, and we'll congregate here again next week.